Hello guys, welcome to our first episode of News and Rumours. I'm here again as usual with my good friend here.
Co-host.
Well, we need to call ourselves names, but I don't really think that's a priority at the moment, really, is it?
No, we're quite a small YouTube.
But what we're going to do here, every Saturday we're going to come on here and I'll give our opinions on the news and rumours and stuff. Obviously we're going to read them out and everything, read out articles that we've picked up throughout the week. Obviously I picked up a lot of news and rumours throughout the week. Obviously it's been a big week in WWE, obviously probably one of the biggest weeks in WWE history, in between Sting possibly signing in with WWE, the resurrection of Daniel Bryan's career possibly, and of course CM Punk quitting the WWE. A lot has happened this past week, so I'm going to start us off here with a an article here with and this actually mentions Sting, as PWMania.com reported. RF Rob Feinstein mentioned on Facebook that Sting has signed a deal with WWE within the last 24 hours. I got this on Wednesday, by the way. Since then, Feinstein has reported another update on the matter. He posted the following entry on Facebook. I got a million emails over the past day and wanted to wait before I said anything more on Sting's situation. I see that my Facebook post has been all over websites today, and I will stand by my story as the person who told me never lied to me and is a good source. As I started earlier today, I do not think that Sting will face The Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't really think that either. That doesn't really make much sense for this year, it's WrestleMania. I am certain that Taker is going to be facing Brock at WrestleMania, and I know a little bit more, but I don't want everyone yelling at me for spoilers. I trust Mania is going to be a really good show this year. It's true what I have been told. Everything changes in this business, so there's nothing that you should go out and bet your house on, which is, true. This is all rumours and speculation, none of this is true. I still think that Sting will not be at Mania, but will be on the following Raw the night after WrestleMania and be tied into the WWE network. So yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense to me, I guess. I don't really think Sting will be at this year's WrestleMania. I'm pretty sure he will be facing Undertaker next year's WrestleMania. I'm almost certain that he is facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, but this seems legit,
30?
I guess. Yeah, this year, WrestleMania 30.
Well, he's going to WrestleMania.
Well, I don't think Sting will be this year's WrestleMania, but it says here that he will be on the Raw after WrestleMania. At the moment when I'm reading, the Raw after WrestleMania is going to be better than actual WrestleMania. WrestleMania at the moment, whatever this guy's saying, I don't know why he thinks WrestleMania is going to be good. But he's obviously heard rumours and stuff. But, I don't know. I mean, I don't really think WrestleMania is going to be a good show, because what I've been reading this past week, it has been confirmed that Batista and Randy Orton is still written down, even though after all the shit that WWE been getting after the Royal Rumble.
Yes. Well, my opinions on this isn't great, but Sting coming back, I haven't seen him.
Oh, he's from TNA and WCW and stuff, so you wouldn't be too familiar with him, I guess.
No, I've heard the name before, I just haven't seen him wrestle or anything like that. But
name,
it should be quite interesting to watch.
Well, if they were to have the face of WCW in WWE, that'd be huge, and it'll definitely raise sales for that WWE network and stuff. So yeah, I think it would be a good thing for WWE to actually, sign Sting. It says here that they've signed Sting already, so Sting is supposedly signed, sealed, and delivered.
Good, yeah, good.
So, would you like to read this article just here? This is about the Elimination Chamber, by the way, the next month.
Hey, wasn't there a match already signed or something?
A match? Well, yeah, we'll get to that in a bit. Just
right.
There you go. I'll give the floor to you.
Well, Antonio Cesaro defeated Dolph Ziggler in an Elimination Chamber qualifying match on Tuesday SmackDown. Tapings. Yeah, I can't read, just the heads out properly. I don't know what it is, but it might be dyslexia. I don't really give a shit.
No, I'm dyslexic, so don't worry about it.
Tapings to earn a spot in the Elimination Chamber for the WWE World Heavyweight title next month. Christian later returned to action and defeated Jack Swagger to earn the final spot in the chamber. The Elimination Chamber for the WWE World Heavyweight title contains with Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan versus John Cena versus Antonio Cesaro versus Christian, and obviously the current World Heavyweight WWE Champion Randy Orton. There's also another match containing the Shield and the Wyatt family.
The Shield and the Wyatt family should be a very interesting match. What I don't like, though, I wanted to see this match at Mania. I mean, I think that match should have been at WrestleMania, and then, like, the Shield, obviously should have broken up after that. The Wyatts should have beat the Shield, and then the Shield could break up,
Well, I think Daniel Bryan should be pushed to his limits and face the Wyatt family on a 3-on-1 handicap match in WrestleMania.
But he already did that at TLC, and I'm not a big fan of handicap matches myself. From what I've been reading, Daniel Bryan, obviously, because CM Punk's left, the card has been drastically changed for WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan isn't supposed to be facing Sheamus anymore. I'll get to that in a little bit on Daniel Bryan's current opponent, where they booked him to be. But the Elimination Chamber seems to be good so far. Obviously, CM Punk was supposed to be facing Kane, because of the night after Royal Rumble, CM Punk was supposed to be in a qualifying match for the Elimination Chamber, because it was booked to have a series of qualifying matches. CM Punk was supposed to be in one, and he was supposed to lose the match with Kane appearing or something along the lines of that. Right, okay, I'm just going to get back to that anyway. Shield versus the Wyatt family, WWE Elimination Chamber 2014 will take place on Sunday, February 23rd, 2014 from the Target Center in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Even though it's Brock Lesnar's hometown, though, Brock Lesnar isn't scheduled to appear at the event in any way, shape or form. And what I've been reading, Brock Lesnar's, well, he won't be wrestling until WrestleMania with The Undertaker, put it that way. I don't think Brock Lesnar will be wrestling at all until WrestleMania. If he is facing The Undertaker, it makes perfect sense. So, that's fair enough, I guess. But I did want to see Brock Lesnar in the Elimination Chamber. I guess that would have been cool to see. But unfortunately not. It's kind of suckish, really. Brock Lesnar as a WWE World Heavyweight Champion would be pretty cool to see. Reese will be back in a minute. He's just gone to do something. So, while he's gone, I will actually just take the floor here, and this is something on Daniel Bryan right here, another article here. WWE officials did not plan on the negative reaction after they received those reactions from the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, obviously, but it seems it was well part of their strategy. Daniel Bryan not being in the Royal Rumble the Royal Rumble main event match played into the storyline that he's have to overcome the Machine waiting to hold him down. This is why we saw him tweet last night that the Machine wanted him nowhere near the Rumble. WWE is behind the idea of wanting fans to be outraged that Bryan isn't being pushed more. That's just a very stupid storyline in my opinion. In my opinion, Daniel Bryan should have won the Royal Rumble. But I guess because WWE messed up and they made Batista win the match, obviously they're going to, just take advantage of the storyline and, take advantage of that, because Batista shouldn't have won the Royal Rumble. He didn't deserve it at all. But, I got this on Monday, obviously, because it was mentioning that the Royal Rumble was last night, when it obviously wasn't. But, there isn't really much I can talk about that, because I don't want this to turn into, a rant or anything. And obviously I'm not going to talk about CM Punk much, you'll find, because I don't want this video ended up to be an hour, because I could talk about CM Punk and Daniel Bryan all day. But unfortunately, I don't know, I might not do that. We might be able to do this in another video if Reese will agree to let me do that. But unfortunately, Daniel Bryan is not going to win the WWE Championship anytime soon, I guess, from what I've been reading. I mean, there's an article here as well, as it says Daniel Bryan is supposedly going to win the Elimination Chamber. And I don't know, I don't want to see that as much as I want to see Daniel Bryan as World Heavyweight Champion, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, sorry. I really don't want to see Daniel Bryan as the champion at the moment, because he should realistically win the championship at WrestleMania, because what I've been reading as well, they're going to have Randy Orton then invoke his rematch clause, and then it'll be a triple threat match for Mania. It'll be Batista, Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan, and no, that's generic and boring. I just don't want to see that. That's just, it's crap. It's nothing I want to see, to be truthfully honest. It's nothing I've ever, been truthfully invested in. I don't want to see Batista versus Randy Orton, but it does seem to be happening at the moment for WrestleMania. It does seem, because even though that they've been getting these negative reactions, they still seem to be going with their plans, because Vince just wants it. Vince, obviously Vince McMahon's the kind of guy who likes big people. Vince McMahon's the kind of guy who likes, those big muscular people. But there's another report here, and this report sickens me, to be really honest with you.
Sorry about that. My nan's being a mong.
No, this report sickens me beyond belief, because Batista has no right to be doing this. He's not even a full-time guy, but I'm obviously going to read this out in a minute because recently just got back, so he has no clue what's going on here. So, while the Animal was high-fiving fans, making his way back, obviously backstage, one fan, in what was believed to be in a CM Punk shirt, flipped up the finger at him, which is obviously, Vicky him. Batista looked at him as he kept high-fiving the fans, and the fan did it again. Batista thought about it and then gave him the finger back. He was standing at that spot for around 20 seconds and then continued to make his way back while he was getting booed. And obviously, there's a picture of Batista flipping the bird. Obviously, it's not in very good quality.
Wait, is that actually like CM Punk? Because that does look like him, doesn't he, when he was bald.
It looks a little bit like CM Punk, actually, yeah. But Batista has no right to be doing that. I mean, he's not even a full-time guy for starters. He's obviously just there for money. Whatever he says, I'm here for the championship. Obviously not. Lion isn't going to get him anywhere. And
you said Ryan then.
Oh, to be honest, Batista shouldn't have vicked a fan, even if a fan vicks him. You see fans vick John Cena and Randy Orton night in, night out. They don't vick them back. And, they're full-time. Batista isn't even a full-time guy. As angry as he got, I don't care. Batista has no right to be doing that, and to be honest,
well, to be fair, it's in self-defense. It's like he wasn't going to hit him.
I guess, but, I mean, Batista has no right to be doing it, because obviously Batista's not going to get in trouble for that, even though he should, but he's not, because if it was someone like CM Punk, or, Daniel Bryan or something, obviously they'd be in trouble, because, they're the small guys, no one cares about them.
Oh yeah,
but,
no one cares.
It's stupid, even though, as much as the fans care about them, obviously.
Oh, piss off, Stickman.
The WWE creative team do not care about them, which is absolutely garbage.
Oh, is this my Twitter account, or is it my own one?
I'm not even sure. Let's have a look here. Here we go. News on Kurt Angle. Yeah, this is pretty big. Right, I don't know if you want to take this one.
Go ahead, I need to do something in a minute.
Kurt Angle recently spoke to the UK Sun, which is obviously, UK news reporting over here, and said he would like to feud with either CM Punk or Daniel Bryan. Angle talked about possibly returning to the WWE. Obviously, Angle versus Bryan or Angle versus CM Punk would be an amazing match, obviously. Angle versus CM Punk won't be happening anytime soon anyway, because CM Punk is long gone now. What you've been hearing, by the way, about CM Punk is true. CM Punk is gone. He's quit the WWE. I don't know for how long. I don't know if he's coming back or not, but I've heard rumours about him possibly going to TNA, possibly going to UFC. I don't know.
UFC, I hope not.
No, CM Punk won't be in UFC. He's too banged up. And Kurt Angle said, and I quote, "I can't say when my TNA contract is up in December. I can't say when. I don't even know. I can't say when. My TNA contract is up in September, and I've left my options open. I'm very happy in TNA. Dixie Carter has treated me very well and always been there for me. But I can't lie to myself anymore. I can't lie to TNA or WWE. Yeah, there is a desire to go back. I just want to know when. It could be this year. It could be next year. I don't know when." Alright, okay then. So Kurt Angle's obviously unsure of if he's returning to WWE now. So Kurt Angle supposedly, as he said, his TNA contract is up in September, so he did say he could be returning this year, or he could be returning next year. I would love to see Kurt Angle back in the WWE, obviously one of my favourites. He's an amazing in-ring, he's an amazing in-ring technician, obviously a submission specialist. He's a machine. Angle's an absolute beast in the ring, and he'd be awesome to see back, but I can't really see it happening, because Angle's pretty banged up, obviously Angle, when he was at WWE, he was, very tired, he was very, what I should say, I don't know, he was just very annoyed at WWE, and that's why he left, really, because he wasn't getting much sleep. Angle was basically killing himself at WWE, so it's, I don't really like the fact that Angle's killing himself, because as much as you want to see these people night in, night out, at the end of the day, these people, they are human beings, they need rest and they need time off and whatever. WWE wasn't giving CM Punk time off. They were, giving the top spots to absolute twats, or I should say, So, Batista obviously doesn't deserve to be in the top spot. That's why CM Punk left, like The Rock comes back,
Yeah,
has garbage matches, so.
I've actually got an article by here. Apparently, it says CM Punk will be back.
Okay.
If there's anything that we can learn from WWE history with its what's that say?
Disgruntled.
Fuck me, I've never heard of that before. And or estranged talent, it's that they always come back eventually. Some take longer than others to come round, but they ultimately, I really can't read.
It's okay.
Do. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Steve Austin, Bret Hart, and others all at one time. I've lost. I'm reading this off PW Mania. That's a shout out for them because they are really good. We get most of our news from there.
Yeah. All of our news, pretty much.
All at one time, chummed up major real life issues with Vince McMahon, and all of them found everywhere. Blah 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 blah. For CM Punk, it's now a question of when will he return.
Okay. Now, in spite of that, I don't even know if CM Punk is going to come back, because what he said, I mean, it doesn't really seem like he is coming back, because he left for many reasons. Obviously, he was injured. He was injured since about September. I mean, obviously, because Ryback is just a very rough worker, Ryback, obviously, I don't know if he likes to hurt people or not, but he seems to hurt people. Obviously, he gave Dolph Ziggler a concussion, that's why Dolph Ziggler was gone for a bit. But, at the end of the day, I don't think CM Punk will be back any soon, even if he is coming back, because what he said, obviously he left because WWE were making him work injured. They weren't giving him time off that he deserved, to be really honest. They weren't giving him the top spot that he deserved. Instead, they were giving it to Randy Orton, who takes 6 minutes to lock in a chokehold, which is pathetic. It's stuff like that annoys CM Punk, And then at WrestleMania, obviously, they're giving up the main event spot for Batista when, you got all these good wrestlers, Dolph Ziggler, Damien Sandow, hell, all members of the Shield. You got all these amazing talent. You've got all this amazing talent on your roster, you're not going to utilize it. But at the end of the day, that's that, I guess. That's why CM Punk left. He's sticking up for these guys who are not getting their big career pushes that they deserved. Now, the following segments and matches were cut from this week's Raw on Hulu, plus the Bad News Barrett segment, the Monday Night Raw War trailer, R-Truth vs Fandango, Dolph Ziggler vs The Miz, Ryback and Curtis Axel versus the Usos, and the Divas tag team match. Obviously, all that's garbage anyway. I just thought I'd get that out of the way. That was cut from Hulu Plus on Raw. All of that's garbage. If you were watching Raw on Hulu Plus, you didn't miss anything. In the end of the day, just a few lackluster matches, a few segments. Obviously, the Bad News Barrett segment is mildly entertaining, I guess. But apart from that, there's nothing really.
You said about CM Punk getting removed from all WWE live events.
Yeah, he's getting removed from all live events and tapings now. WWE have unfollowed his Twitter. He's obviously removed from WrestleMania Access, replaced with Ric Flair, and I don't know. I mean, a lot of people have been saying it to work. I read an article, I think it was like yesterday or the day before, that AJ Lee's his girlfriend, she did confirm that it wasn't a work, and CM Punk is genuinely gone from the WWE. I'm not going to talk about CM Punk for too long though, as I said, because obviously it's going to turn into a big ass rant. This video will end up being like an hour long. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about Daniel Bryan too long either. But at the end of the day, Daniel Bryan should have won the Royal Rumble. And, for WWE avoiding all this crap, and they wouldn't, have all this up in the air booking at the end of the day. Right, let's have a look here. I thought I found that little Sky thing there, because there was something to do with you UK guys over here that I did find, but I'm going to give the floor to Reese for a minute, because he seems to have found something of interest.
Yes, about John Morrison.
John Morrison, yeah, go ahead, go and read it.
Former WWE superstar, blah 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 blah. Former WWE superstar John Morrison talks about his career in Minutes to Midnight, produced by Rainstorm Entertainment. He reminisces about his childhood, the dangers of snow, for whatever reason, and the great perks that are available in Rainstorm Entertainment Indiegogo campaign, sorry. Check out the campaign John talks about in the link. I don't actually have that, and if we do come across it, I'll put it in the description of this video. That was all on that one.
Okay, so fair enough. John Morrison possibly come back to WWE, then there's something. Do excuse me, guys, I might take long to read stuff out and whatever, just because I'm such a dick.
This is probably going to be our longest video, because, it's gone for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
now,
but we'll be able to edit some out, don't worry about that.
Yeah, especially
I know we're blabbering on for a bit, so, leave your dislikes if you don't really like it that much. I don't really care. But, sorry guys, I didn't save any of the articles that came of interest to me.
Smart.
Which, makes me a very smart person, obviously.
Who the fuck is that?
The UFC chairman. Alright, here we go. Because I didn't save any of my interesting articles or whatever. Here we go. News on Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Christ.
As of this past weekend, the plan for Hulk Hogan is to be the host for WrestleMania 30, like, remember The Rock did for WrestleMania 27.
Yeah.
Right now, Hogan isn't scheduled to do anything physical due to him not passing the company's physical, and the story is he won't be allowed to do so based on his physical. Okay, fair enough. Doesn't come much of a surprise to me. Hulk Hogan doesn't really seem to be in shape anyway, so fair enough. It is what it is. Hulk Hogan, I can't see him being in a ring anytime soon. It's worth noting that Seattle was the original site for May 4th, WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view. WWE changing it to Seattle could be a sign that they are going to build a show around Daniel Bryan somehow. That decision was made 2 weeks ago, so obviously, Seattle, the home, in Washington, the home state of Daniel Bryan. You never know. Could see Daniel Bryan win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Extreme Rules. You could see him just do something really big. That would be pretty cool to see. Obviously, he should win it at WrestleMania, but then again, WWE messed up on that. It's their fault, and they're only gonna suffer from it. They're only gonna learn from their mistakes. Hopefully, next time they won't do that again, because garbage. It's absolutely. This is just a little article here, just to get this out of the air. Brock Lesnar is not scheduled to wrestle another match until The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. Obviously, I expected that because Brock Lesnar was, in my predictions, he would have been in the Elimination Chamber. Him and Bray Wyatt should have been in the Elimination Chamber instead of Christian and Cesaro, in my opinion. Him and Bray Wyatt could have been the final two in the chamber. Brock Lesnar could have won the title. That would have been pretty cool to see. But unfortunately, no. Have you picked up anything? Or because at the moment,
No, it's the biggest news this week was CM Punk leaving.
Obviously, CM Punk Sting as well, another big news. Another news article here. Sheamus has replaced CM Punk at this weekend's WWE live event in Wichita and Kansas City. Sheamus will be wrestling the Shield in handicap matches now. Okay then. Well, I don't know why. Apparently then, Sheamus seems to be taking over CM Punk in big storylines as well, as far as I'm concerned. But who knows, I don't think CM Punk should be replaced in any way, shape or form. There's only one and only CM Punk. Obviously, they're not going to turn Sheamus into CM Punk, But obviously, they're going to take over CM Punk's scheduled storylines of Sheamus, I guess. Even though the Sheamus isn't the best on the mic, he isn't the best wrestler, he's still pretty fun to watch, I guess. As much as he is not my favourite, I never really have liked Sheamus, and probably never will. But that's that, I guess. WWE just don't know what to do with themselves as of late. So you seem to have picked up something. Obviously, if my iPad stops being gay, maybe I'll be able to find something good.
Oh, it's just the one you read.
No, it's alright.
Right. Well, that was from like 3 days ago. I'm going to look further back.
Dean Ambrose says he would like to feud with Randy Orton. Yeah. That's alright. Yeah. Alright. Mick Foley, obviously. This is big news. Mick Foley over Daniel Bryan not winning the Royal Rumble. Mick Foley briefly spoke with Newsday about smashing a TV last week in protest of how WWE treated Daniel Bryan. He was asked if it made him feel better and replied, "A little bit, but once the family forbid me to do it live or in the house, the act and lost most of its power." So Mick Foley's obviously upset, with Daniel Bryan not winning the Royal Rumble and how they're treating Daniel Bryan, Obviously, it's very slow now of what we can give you at the moment. So, next week's episode is going to be a lot better. It's going to be a lot more consistent, the way we give you news and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just...
I picked one up on the Ultimate Warrior here.
Okay.
He responds to Jake Roberts. Jake the Snake Roberts, if anyone didn't know that. On Monday's WWE Raw, Jake the Snake Roberts was announced as the second induction to the 2014 class of the WWE Hall of Fame. The Ultimate Warrior is the first inductee into this year's Hall of Fame, and as PWMania.com reported last week, Warrior and Roberts have engaged in a social media argument in the end. Roberts issued an apology to Warrior for his comments, but we did not hear back from the Ultimate Warrior. So yeah, there's a little news on that.
Okay then. Right, okay then. This is a very, very big news report here. I just came across. I'm actually very glad I just came up with this. So, apparently the 6 top matches are reportedly planned, set in stone for WrestleMania 30.
Oh, good.
These matches consist of Batista vs Randy Orton for the WWE World Heavyweight title, Brock Lesnar vs The Undertaker, Bray Wyatt vs John Cena, CM Punk versus Triple H, and Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus. Obviously, CM Punk versus Triple H, Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus will not be happening. But those first, Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, and Randy Orton versus Batista. Obviously, all three of those could happen. Obviously, the one I'm looking most forward to is definitely Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, because obviously WWE now have to rely on the 49-year-old Undertaker to carry their shows and stuff. Batista versus Randy Orton is going to be boring. That's going to be a snooze fest. Bray Wyatt versus John Cena should be interesting. I mean, that should be, a fairly interesting match. As, as far as I'm concerned, Bray Wyatt and John Cena shouldn't be versing at WrestleMania, shouldn't be facing each other, but at the end of the day, that is that, I guess. That's poopy as hell.
Okay. WWE posted following on the promo for WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans on April the 6th, 2014. WWE takes over the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans as the grandest stage of them all. WrestleMania celebrating 30 years. Just a bit cool. It's like a call out, that was.
Yeah. So, as far as I'm concerned, obviously. Right, as of this past Friday, The Undertaker's WrestleMania 30 match was supposedly set in stone, likely to be against Brock Lesnar, as we just said. There has been talk that the Ultimate Warrior may be working one match as part of his new deal with WWE. Word being talked about backstage is the Warrior versus Ryback is likely to happen at WrestleMania 30. As noted, it's believed the deal with Bill Goldberg is pretty much dead because of money issues. So, Ultimate Warrior versus Ryback at WrestleMania 30. That should be interesting.
That'd be alright, yeah.
I think that should be interesting. Obviously, it doesn't need to be too long, it needs to be 5 to 10 minutes, old school versus new school. And at the end of the day, I think it'll be good, for Ryback and the Ultimate Warrior's sake. Ultimate Warrior getting in the ring one more time. Obviously, Ryback hasn't done anything big for a while, so yeah, it'll be good.
Okay, everyone knows that the Wyatt family won against the match against Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan did not participate in the Royal Rumble Sunday.
Yeah, absolute bollocks.
I think that's just about it, because these are going back to like 7 days ago now.
Yeah, I'm looking at pretty outdated posts at the moment giving you, so yeah, shit. But yeah, I mean, we'll look forward to seeing you next week, I guess, with a better video. Put it that way. We do apologise for this video dragging a little bit and being a bit slow. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't watch our Royal Rumble review, go back to watch that. Obviously, our views on the show, we obviously didn't want to shit on it too much because,
I'll leave a link in the description for that review. Video.
And make sure you check our Twitter account as well, our Facebook account, all the latest updates and stuff.
They are already automatically posted on our timeline on our YouTube channel.
They are. They're on our timeline on our YouTube channel, so you can just check those out from our timeline on our YouTube channel, so we're not going to have to put the descriptions below for those.
But if you do check our Twitter page before YouTube, the video will automatically send out a tweet saying that it's up.
Yeah, we will automatically send out tweets saying that our videos are up. We'll post it on Facebook or wherever. So yeah, apart from that, stay tuned. Monday we might do a Raw review, I don't know. I might do a separate video on CM Punk or something talking about why he left WWE. I think that's a very interesting topic to talk about. So yeah. I think we should do that. But apart from that, we will see you on the flip side.
Yes, right. This has been WWE News and Rumours.